Yo, ho, ho, Bills Mafia. Welcome to another edition of Bills Mafia Happy Hour. As always, your host, Dan Mitchell. Sincerest apologies, guys. I was waiting on a grocery delivery to be here. I had some chicken that I delivered and some ice cream as well. So I didn't want that shit melting while I was sitting here putting myself through absolute torture watching the tape from the Bengals game in the playoffs from last year. Full transparency. I have not watched this game. I have not watched highlights. I have not watched a single down of this game since it aired live on TV. I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to do it. But we're going to do it today because if I suffer, you're suffering with me. That is absolutely factual. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Bills Mafia Happy Hour brought to you by Bocce Club Pizza, the best pizza in Buffalo, New York. Hands down, you cannot convince me otherwise. They are now shipping nationwide. Okay, so even if you moved out of Buffalo, you're far away from one of the locations, they will send it right to your front doorstep as long as you are located within the United States. So hit that link right in my live chat, pinned in the live chat. If, for example, you wanted to grab yourself some pie and use the code DAD, D-A-D, and it's going to get you 15% off in order. All right, it's delicious. I just ended up having my first slice last night. Damn, I miss pizza from Buffalo, New York, man. Damn, I miss pizza from home, bro. So check out Bocce Club Pizza, proud sponsor of my channel, Bills Mafia Happy Hour, as always. And we will see what is going on. I just want to say hi to the chat a little bit right before we dive into this absolute pain. Bill Basner says, yo, ho, ho, yo, ho, ho. What is going on, my friend? Jason Phillips, he is trying to go on ahead and spoil this for us a tad. He's saying, I think Bills versus Bengals tape is going to show that the two Bengals safeties, who are no longer on the team now, which is fantastic, kept everything in front of them and forced Buffalo to play small, and Ken Dorsey just didn't adjust. I feel like the biggest thing I want to see from this tape that we're about to be watching is where was Diggs, right? I want to see if he was as ignored as he claimed that he was. And it's great because I just ended up buying that. It's the NFL Plus package. It gives me access to all tape. I'm not going to lie to you. Don't think that I'm an absolute expert in looking over tape by itself. Okay, I am not. There's no way. But we're going to learn together, and hopefully I improve after each and every single time that I do this during one of my streams. So it is absolutely fantastic. Rackus is coming in. Dolphins is saying, trouble in paradise, fellas. Diggs-Allen feud. Just go check out Stephon Diggs's. Just look at his Instagram story. That should answer all of your questions. What's this heart thing do in the chat? It's like emojis, but doesn't do anything. I have no idea. Maybe it's just like showing the algorithm that you're loving the vibe. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. But the best way to support the channel, quite simply, is just smashing that like button, baby. All right, it's free. It does not cost a thing, and it helps me out tremendously with that YouTube algorithm. I just want to go ahead and beat that, baby. Just want to go ahead and beat that. Mike Green says, Dan said if the Bills win the Super Bowl, he will buy everybody Bocce Pizza. That would be very expensive, but I'll tell you what I will do, okay? I will take out a $100,000 credit card, and I will do that. No, I'm just kidding. But I would love to see the Buffalo Bills do that. I told you to go watch our offense sucked that game, and Diggs was right to be upset. Glenn, we're going to figure that out tonight, okay? Like I told you, Glenn, I have not watched a single second of this game since after it aired. I didn't watch a highlight. I didn't watch a film. I refused to. I didn't want to put myself through that sort of self-deprecation. I didn't want to put myself through that misery. But we're going to do it together, baby. We're going to do it together. Bill Baser says, great question. Was Diggs open but missed? We're going to find out. We are going to actually put a tally down for how many times Stephon Diggs was wide open when Josh Allen probably should have looked at him, right? Joshua Harris is coming in saying, hey, what's up, Dan? Let's go. Bills, smash the F out of that like button. Absolutely. Love your attitude, man. I am no expert either. Thanks, man. Like I said, listen, ever since I started this whole journey, man, like I'm a diehard Buffalo Bills fan. I can talk about the Buffalo Bills, but when it comes down to like X's and O's, right? Like being able to stout read defenses, right? Like disguised coverages. I'm rusty, but that's why I'm here, baby. Leah, what up? Hope all was well with work today. Dude, if the Bills win the Super Bowl, I will give your podcast $250. Man, listen, you know what? I would appreciate that, but the best thing you could do is just smash that like button every single time you tune in. I absolutely love it. Rackus is the man. He's coming in saying, but seriously, my man, Dan got class. I do like his channel. Always a thumbs up. I like it, man. Listen, I know that you're probably going to enjoy me just being absolutely depressed as we watch this game film. But things are going to happen. K said that. Dan, would you ever consider doing live game reactions? I do, my friend. I do. Last year, I didn't do it as often as I did, but I'm coming back full force this year. I am coming back full force. I could care less if I have friends over at my house. I could care less if I have company. My computer, my streaming stuff is going to be right in front of me. I can care less if I have like 30 people in the background getting hammered watching football. I could care less. Play by play, I'm doing that each and every single year. The OGs know that I used to do those live play-by-play calls, right? I'm not going to do it week one, obviously, because I will be at the game for Monday Night Football. But damn, things are going to be dope. So definitely make sure that those notifications are on, ready to go. So glad everyone decided to join me here for this happy hour. What's everyone drinking tonight? Me, myself, I'm just drinking coffee. You know what I mean? And so I'm going to Miami and Key West in the middle of July. So I'll be in Key West and I'll be in Miami for a week, like 1 week included for both of those. Don't worry. You're still getting streams, baby. You are still getting the Don Mafia live show, and you're also getting the happy hour, but it just so happens to be in Miami or whatever. But like I'm saying, what I do want to do is I do want to like shed some LBs. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going to be walking around on the beach, I have to look good. I mean, and so I'm relatively in shape, but I'm not in Miami shape. You know what I'm saying? I'm not quite in Miami shape. So black coffee tonight. Just going on a bit of a dry spell for a bit, and then just hitting the ground running once I end up going to Miami. Rackus, you will have to tell me. Miami is seriously stacked. You got to worry. I mean, and so they're looking good. I'm not even going to lie. All right, guys. Who's ready for some fucking misery? All right? Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and pause this real fast. All right. All right. Let's do it. I warned you, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We're going to present this. Share screen. It's all about like how I just like think out loud half of the time. I want to experiment with something. No. And so y'all can see that pretty good. Like my issue is that play button doesn't disappear when I put it in full screen. But as long as it doesn't bother anybody, let's just do that. All right. You ready? Bang, bang. Okay, so opening kickoff. This is the like full drive that they did. This was after Cincinnati ended up scoring on their opening drive. Spoiler alert, it ends in a punt. But what I do want to do is I want to take a look at exactly what Dorsey was trying to think going into this entire thing. Okay, so 1st and 10 on the Buffalo 24. Had McKenzie and a little – okay. Right to McKenzie. Let's go back. Let's take a look if he had any other better read. Dawson Knox, probably not. Probably not. I think those safeties would have picked that up. Diggs, probably not. Gabe Davis, no. Okay, so I will give Allen a break on that. Oh, wow, it disappeared. Look at that. But then here it is. Okay, so this is – okay, so he drops back, goes right over to Diggs. That was a little aggressive, Cincinnati. Let's take a look back here. I mean, I got to give it to Cincinnati, man. Like they had they had us in tight coverage. They had us in tight coverage to start off. Flats to the right to start off. And so I feel like Josh gets so much hate for this game, but watching it over made me realize he was playing his heart out, and it just didn't end successful drives. Dude, we're going to find out right now because like I said, I haven't watched this game. These first two throws, I'm not mad at his decisions, but there's a lot of tape for us to get through right now, ladies and gentlemen. There is a lot of tape for us to get through. Yeah, like I said right there, I think that – and so Diggs was definitely the right option. Everybody else, like Cincinnati, is just going in. Okay, drop back. It was shotgun formation. Tosses it. Dude. I am having deja vu from that. I remember that was on Josh right there. That dude, that breaks my heart. Okay, let me check out. Coverage is fine so far. Maybe he could have hit Knox right there, but Cincinnati was good. But Diggs was wide open. And so let me see if Allen had any pressure on him. A little bit. He probably hurried it. Yeah. I think Cincinnati might have just ended up getting some pressure on him at the end of the day, and he just hurried up. But, dude, that right there would have been to the house. And we punt. God awful. Oh, man. I remember that like it was yesterday. I remember like it was yesterday, that play right to Diggs. It is opening up so many post-traumatic stress wounds right there. It's completely bad. Frazier was bad for giving massive space for the Bengals wide receivers. Yeah, most definitely. I just wanted to look at our offense today, but trust me, we will take a look at the defense too. Maybe today, maybe some other time. I mean, this is the offseason right now, boys. There's a lot of potential things that we could be discussing. Okay, you punt it away. All right, that's it. Okay, so we got that going on. Now, oh my God. All right. And so we're not looking at the defense right now, but look at that. What's my dude doing over here? Look at that. How much space are we going to give him? Stupid. Anyway, okay. This episode is about the Buffalo Bills drives. Here's another punt. Oh my God. How was I not absolutely ridiculously upset about this? Okay. Let's go ahead and watch this. Okay. Full screen. Bang, bang. Cincinnati kicks off right then and there. It's got to play the game to be elite. I totally agree with you. 1st and 10, Bills 25. So a handoff to Singletary, which actually had a pretty good game that week. Okay, a little misdirection handoff right there. That's my problem with James Cook, man. Like he's not big enough. That's the issue. He goes down very easy. And then Josh Allen drops back, sacked, fumbled. It still got called back though. Oh my God, this is painful. This is absolutely painful. I got to go back to that one video that we were just at. Go back to that one. So I wanted to see what he had, see if anybody was open. So has anyone seen anybody like open at all? No, dude. Cincinnati came to play. They really came to play that defensive scheme, man. I'm trying to maybe Davis. There's Diggs. Someone's on him real tough. And that's when Josh just ends up. Yeah. Okay. So rough situation, man. That was a 3-and-out situation. That's when like the wind started going down my breath. Maybe the touchdown drive might make us feel good, right? Maybe it might be it. That's what I'm saying. So Donnie Foster is coming in saying, cool, definitely needs to add 15 to 20 pounds. Yeah, man. Like, I mean, I feel like that he just went down so easy last year. He definitely was a threat, like into the pass game, but he was never utilized there. Like, I wish he like had a little bit more weight on him because he goes down too easy. He goes down way too easy. That's my only complaint about James Cook is that I wish he had like 20 more pounds on because I think things might have been a little different. Best of Sports is saying the exact same thing. He's going to have a breakout year. He's coming in here soon. Seemed like Cook should have got more, right? Some sort of like. And so Jason Phillips comes out and says that the Bengals defense was better than it was made out to be. Those two safeties made it. If they're gone, I'm not sure if they're going to have like the same thing like going on, but I don't know. So the touchdown drive, let's see what we did that was a little different this time that made everybody happy. Okay. 1st and 10 of the Bills 25 after a kickoff. And Josh tried. Okay, this is what I want to look at. Let's take a look. Yo, let's take a look at like this busted. Yo, who got absolutely rocked like on the offensive line? Who got beat bad? No, it was nobody. It was just a blitz up. Yeah, it was a blitz off to the outside. It was a no, it wasn't. Hold on. So linebacker blitz off to the outside. That's what got him. Yeah, dude. They brought the heat. Shotgun formation was 2 and 13. Josh Allen dropped back. Let me survey the field, right? So you see Diggs right there. That's probably his number one target, right? He should probably go to him. Would you say? I forgot where he goes to in this situation, but from where he's at, tell me if I'm wrong, and we have no idea where he's going. At least I don't know where he's going on this specific play. One would assume, right, that Diggs right here, that should be his target. There's some sort of separation. Both of my guys right over here are completely covered. Okay, let's see what he does. Does he drop it to Diggs? He does drop it to Diggs. Okay. He looked for him. First read, wide open, good. And so keep in mind, this right here was the only drive in which that they actually, and Josh takes it himself. They knew that, man. What was their scheme behind that? Hold on. Okay. Okay, there's play action. Nobody's open. 2nd and 7. Okay, drops back. This is his target right there. Bad throw. Yo, let's see if Diggs was covered pretty hard. Let's look at that. I think Diggs had some pretty good coverage on him. I think that was the only thing that we're looking for. In general, we had no yards after the catch. I feel like we rarely did. And so their defense did match up very well, man. Those two safeties were absolutely insane. Yeah, so far from this tape, man, I'm seeing that dude like completely just God. Bad throw, but I know that he came up with it. And that was the Gabe Davis. 1st and 10 in the 50. So James Cook off to his side. Bad snap. Was that once again to Diggs? Okay, so what am I counting right now? And so I'm talking four targets, 3 receptions. Let's take a look back and see if there's any other potential reads that he could have went to. I feel like my guy over here. And so I can't even see his number. That probably would have been a little bit better, but Diggs was also wide open. Okay. So far, I'm not mad at Allen's reads. I'm not mad at Allen's reads at all. I mean, I'm not sure about you guys, but he's not pissing me off with his reads yet. Okay, that was the Beasley. Good old Bees. Okay, let's see if he had anything else going on, but like literally, it's hard. Like, yeah, nobody was open. I mean, Diggs kind of was right over there, but I think the safety might have switched to the corner, might have switched a little bit his momentum toward where the ball was going. It's hard to say. But I think that was the right call right there. I can't be mad about that. First and 10, 5 wide. Josh Allen drop back. Look at that pressure, man. He throws it away. First off, who got blown up? Who on this line just got blown the fuck up? It's not bad. It's not bad. Oh, man. I think we all know who it was. Guess who just got blown with that coverage right there? Excuse me, that block. Guess who that was? Completely made him look like an idiot. Spencer Brown. Drum roll, please. Spencer Brown. And so I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but we'll go back here. Spencer, that defensive end just slapped him in the face, basically. Went up there, started for a block, shifted, slapped him in the face, boom, nothing. Dude looked like an absolute fucking moron with that. Spencer Brown's a liability. Spencer Brown is a liability. Okay, hands off to right to James Cook. Yeah, dude. See, like he just doesn't have like any power, man. Dude needs some weight. Let's eat some bocce pizza. Okay, James Cook run. Yeah, dude. See, like it's almost like he gets crushed the second that contact comes. The second that contact comes. 4th and 1. He motioned Davis, pushed out. Love that play. Love that play, by the way. I definitely like that. No, Bill, that was Spencer Brown on that like last play we just looked at when Josh had to throw it away. It was Spencer Brown who got absolutely rocked. Okay, again, who absolutely... Okay, who blew that block again? Okay, right before we find out, let's guess. Who's it going to be? And so is it going to be our guy, Spencer Brown, right over her? Let's see. Spencer Brown again. Look at this. Devin Singletary still tries to come up. No. Somebody missed their block completely. Oh, that is rough. 76 was Saffold. Saffold was such a disappointment. Yes, dude, Saffold. My God, this offensive line is doo-doo. This offensive line was so bad this game. Nobody's talking about that. Like, that guy just teleported past. Look at this fool. Look at this guy. Dude. Thank God he's not on this team anymore. Blown blocks. 1st and 20. And surprisingly, we still come up. Hands. I think Dorsey's interesting, man. He's really interesting. And so he never runs the ball, but when he does, it's at 1st and 20. Sick play, but I do want to talk a little shit on one of the offensive linemen right there. I believe that was our boy Dawkins. Let's see. Yeah, that's rough. But, hey, he adapted and hit our guy right then and there. 1st and goal. Red zone offense, we had an issue with it. Singletary. See, that's why like a Latavius Murray and Damian Harris is going to be very, very good for this team. is going to be very, very good. Cody, what's going on, man? We are looking through the tape from the Bills and Bengals playoff game to see exactly what went wrong, what was wrong with our offense. I think that this was like a perfect display of all the things that we struggled with last year, and we're just trying to point it out. So far, we've been realizing a lot of things. Thus far. Is that our offensive line did not get enough heat for this game. Our offensive line definitely did not get enough heat for this game. We've also realized that so far, I mean, I believe that we're only in the second quarter right now from this film that we're looking at right now, but like Josh really hasn't been making any bad decisions, like 2 bad throws, but like bad decisions. His reads seem to be like on point right now. But biggest villain that I'm seeing so far, biggest villain I am seeing right now from this entire like tape situation is the offensive line. I'm not sure if anybody can like sort of agree with me there, but I feel like the O-line didn't get enough shit, because from what I'm seeing, this is a piss poor performance. 2nd and goal. Josh just kept trying to take it himself. Dude, look at that grown man. Yeah, look at that grown man right over there. Okay, yeah. And so it was too soon to see if there was any sort of separation. Motion Gabe Davis. They're trying to push his ass over the line, and Josh takes it over. Okay. So while I'm sure many Bills fans were happy about that, we didn't. Okay, so now it's the punt. So 9-play punt. This was 1 minute left in the second. Check this out. So why the hell do I do this to myself watching this shit? I told myself I'd never watch this game again. They just had absolutely everything. I mean, solid from Knox. Let me see if he had a better option or a better read. So I see the drag routes going off, which is solid. And so Beasley or Knox would have worked. I think Knox was the best option there. Gabe Davis, yeah. And so I'm not mad at that decision, ladies and gentlemen. And so I'm not mad at that decision either. And so I had our boy Knox back there for some extra blocks. That was tipped, first off. He was going for Singletary, but let's take a look and see what kind of separation there was. He probably... Hold on. Oh, no. Hold on. Josh Diggs. And so it probably would have had to have been a laser, because that safety definitely would have picked it up. But that's rough. So y'all got lucky. Imagine the Niners D-line. I'm not even sure if I can look at this right now. 3rd and 5. Shotgun completely, no blocks. I mean, so I do want to check and see. That was solid. Solid little Gabe Davis thing. I feel like Gabe Davis gets a lot of shit. But that was... So I was okay with that. Drops back in the snow. That was tipped. It was tipped again. Yo, let me see if anything got busted up right there. Yeah, he was going for Diggs. 57 got a hand on it. I feel like he was going for Diggs. But it's even Gabe Davis is right there too, brother. You know? Gabe Davis is right there. Did Allen even look his direction? No, he was just zeroed in on the left side of the field. He was zeroed in on the left side of the field right there. Gabe Davis probably could have took that for a little bit more. And like had like a great throwing lane right there too. But okay, let's just stop being picky. Well, yeah, let's stop being nitpicky here, y'all. Oh man. And so do I blame that on Singletary? Hold on. So I want to see that again. I feel like Singletary should have caught that, but here we are. So the guy's been tipping it the entire game, so you would assume that he's probably going to want to keep it up a little higher. Offensive line again, Dawkins struggling. That was really blown up. That was a solid throw, too. Okay, who is the culprit for who got destroyed from that pass rush? So Dawkins did decent. It was Spencer Brown who let it off. And so we targeted Diggs again. Okay, we're punting that. Yeah, that was a travesty. Touchdown, punt, and then field goal, 15 plays. Let's see what this shit looks like. Man, I can't believe I'm putting myself through this again, dude. So we just had some undersized running backs last year, man. So that once again was Diggs. He was definitely Josh Allen's favorite look this game, at least from what I'm seeing. Yeah, dude. And see, that run blocking wasn't bad. He had a hole. It's just, dude, last year we just didn't have strength at the running back position at all. Yeah, let's just hope that Damian Harris can really turn it on. Can really turn it on if possible. Great throw. Great throw to Beasley, but I do have to. Okay, who the hell just let that defensive lineman walk through? Saffold. Okay, Saffold, he's gone. Thank God, because he's been an issue. He's been an issue during this film review. He has been an issue during this film review thus far. This has been very bad. That guy was on Josh in a second. Dude, Saffold, and Spencer Brown were just letting everybody go through, bro. Open door policy for those two this entire game. Yeah, Glenn, definitely. I know that it's related for sure. It's definitely related, but I still want like some sort of strength when it comes down into a running back, right? Like just give me a couple of yards after contact, right? Like give me like a stud, like Damian Harris or whatever. Yeah, dude, but that right side of the line was so bad last year. So Josh scrambles out. And so really didn't have a lot of time to see if anybody got open. So it looks like that was more than likely designed. Another muffed block from Saffold, first off. Another, hold on, check this out. No, excuse me. That was Mitch Morse. Yeah, that was just Mitch Morse. Okay. And so I'll cut him some slack. And so I can't expect everybody to have like a perfect blocking scheme. But if there was any day to have a perfect blocking scheme, it should have been this one. See, Allen just, at this point in the game, I'm convinced that Allen just said, fuck it. Like, I'm not being protected. I'm not being protected. I need to run. I need to run. What had you changed on this offensive line this year? We ended up picking up one of your dudes, Brandon Shell, who, like, a lot of Miami fans are trying to hype me up about. I'm not particularly sure. We picked up McGovern as well out of Dallas, and we drafted this kid out of Florida who apparently hasn't given up a sack in, like, 3,000 snaps. Great run blocker. As long as Saffold isn't there, like, you would plug in and so Cyrus where Saffold would be, and then hopefully when it comes down into it, Shell might be interesting. It's pretty rough. Guys, I am so sorry for putting you through. I am so sorry for putting you through this. See, he targeted Diggs again, but that clown Eli Apple was all for him. We got to go back and see that again. Solid. And so he targeted Diggs again. Now, do keep in mind, Diggs is leading in targets by far. I do want to look at who else was open. Where were the give me points? It was 1st and 10 at that point. And this is classic Dorsey, just trying to go for the home run. He could have taken Singletary right there. Probably would have gained about 6 or 7. Gabe Davis, no. Dawson Knox, no. Isaiah McKenzie, no. I thought that throw was on the money too, wasn't it? And so, I mean, you think that throw is on the money. That was great. Solid thing, but, like, I'm about to be really pissed off because I know this didn't translate into points. Who is on the offensive line that we need to give some shit to? Okay, they doubled somebody opening up. Saffold and Morse double somebody, leaving a wide open pocket for the linebacker just to roll through. Play action helps out a little bit. Linebackers are going his way. Escapes pressure. Dude. So James Cook in the back, hands him off. Like, look, like, bro, like, I don't know. And so a lot of the time in the pocket there, was there any other options? And so I got to give it to Cincinnati. They had a damn great defensive game plan. I mean, maybe Hines right there would have been interesting, which he did connect with, but yeah, dude. This coverage is crazy. James Cook tosses it up. Bad throw. Terrible throw. And so a little lower, he probably would have had him in there. Okay, let me see if there's any other options. Diggs probably. Diggs probably would have. Everybody else, once again, very well covered. It was 3rd and 7, though. I mean, Diggs would have had that first down. And then you go for the field goal. This pissed me off. This pissed me off during that. Trust your damn guys. This is the playoffs. It's the 3rd quarter. Oh, my God. My God. Okay, 5 plays. Guys, it's almost over. Promise. Oh, that's when the snow started coming down, boy. That's when the snow started coming down right there. Just, yeah, dude. I mean, Josh should have hit that. Josh should have hit that. It was a good read. It was a good read. Oh, man, yeah, dude. That was just a bad throw. That was just a bad throw. It was just a pure overthrow. Solid protection. Loops it off. Good little miss from Isaiah McKenzie. Just want to check back and see if there's anybody. What about this? What about my homie right here? Hold on. What about Knox? Dude. Look at that. That's a misread. That's a misread right there. That is a misread. And so I'm not sure if you can see my mouse. Look at that. And did Josh even turn his head to the right of the field at that point? No, dude. He was just zeroed in on Diggs. No. And so he was just zeroed in on McKenzie. Dawson Knox had all the room in the world right there. Let's see what we got. He's got separation. So my boy's got separation. Diggs, not so much. Dawson Knox, maybe. He's going for it. Gabe Davis. Oh, my. I forgot about that play. I forgot about that play. Do I want to watch it again? That was a perfect throw right in the breadbasket. Right in the absolute breadbasket. Last time. So I feel like I'm torturing you guys right now. Look at this. Perfect throw. Had him burned. Fourth and 2, and we punt. That was also some granola shit. Go for it. Son, man, I forgot about that play until right now. And I'm pissed off all over again. Their field goal at that time, Cincinnati was up. All right. This is a turnover on downs play, y'all. Solid throw to Knox. Solid throw to Knox right there. Good read. I think that was his best option. I think that might have been the only person that was even reasonably open, too. Okay. And so I'm getting nervous already. And so I already know what happened during this game. He threw it away. Who blew that coverage? Yeah, I guess they were just doubling somebody and just someone completely forgot to block dude man over there. Dude, I would say that Dawkins just missed his. I feel like he made the wrong choice. I feel like he made the wrong choice on his assignment right there. I feel like he was so concerned about that DB blitz that he just let a big old defensive end go right for Josh Allen. That wasn't ideal. That was not ideal. Shotgun formation. Let's see who blows up this this block. Wow, I already said it. Who is going to make it happen? Guess who, ladies and gentlemen? No. That was James Cook. Poor James Cook. And so they sent a linebacker. Nope. Yep. Man. Still made the throw, but dude was sitting there just playing nervous the whole game. And I mean, honestly, and so do we blame Josh Allen for like how this offensive line's been hanging him out to dry this entire game? It's really eye-opening. Takes it himself, slides. That pressure, man. Dude. And so they were just bringing DB blitzes like no tomorrow. They were blitzing the hell out of this because they knew of the weakness. And so they knew that the secondary was doing a great job in covering all of our receivers and all of our weapons. They were just, dude, those DB blitzes were rough. Okay, you would think right here, maybe. With Diggs, he is definitely preoccupied. I mean, and so this was just stressful watching, boys. Another tip. Shit, I think that was a delay of game, too. It was. Yeah, that was a mistake. I feel like that's like what we have to implement right into our game plan this year too, man. If like we see any team like bringing in like these DB blitzes, like we need to start peppering them with those sorts of plays. I mean, solid protection. Never mind. What was he thinking there, right? What was he thinking there? Hold on. Okay, I want to see if there was any other option. Ooh. Uh Yeah, no. I think that was the best call that he had at that point, you know? Just going in for the end zone. And so do you see anybody else that had some sort of coverage. They just went deep. They didn't have anybody for like a check down ready to go. Maybe right here. Yeah, shit. Probably should have ripped that one too. And that was a turnover on downs, ladies and gents. Okay, we'll get this out of the way. And then last but not least, then we have the interception. Oh, man. All right. Let's take a look, boys. This is rough. This is rough. So I'm in a bad mood now. All right, hold on. Let's hit the chat here for a second. What was the let's look at the chat. And so Beasley was washed. He definitely wasn't the exact same person that he was, that's for sure. By the way, we did have a super chat come in. Thank you so much, Bill. I really appreciate that. Sorry I didn't see it earlier. And so our offensive line was so bad. Thanks for reliving the pain. Man, I feel like we didn't talk enough about how bad the offensive line play was. How bad it was during that game. I feel like everybody was blaming the defense, which they definitely played a role. Trust me. Some people were blaming Josh Allen. I mean, he did make a couple of bad throws. He's about to throw an interception here on this, which is definitely not ideal. But at the end of the day, with the amount of time, like say that you're a starting NFL quarterback and for the first 2 quarters, because mind you, Josh really didn't have like bad reads, bad throws until late into the third. And that was after he was watching Saffold, he was watching Spencer Brown with an open door policy, with an absolute open door policy, like letting these grown ass defensive linemen just walk in the backfield. Do you blame him? Like, do you think that you would be a little rattled after that? I feel like I would be. Thank God he's mobile. Thank God he's mobile. Or last year, this guy probably would have led the league in overall sacks. Yeah. And so the offensive line was not ideal. But like I said, it's been masked because Josh just has the ability of being able to extend plays. The reason it didn't work is because Cincinnati had a hell of a game plan with their secondary and our overall wide receivers. And so once you have that formula, a solid secondary and a damn good pass rush with our offensive line, I don't know. Okay, one thing I did notice, Diggs has not been targeted for about an entire quarter. I can say that. So he was leading, I would say, in overall targets at the beginning, but I haven't even noticed a Diggs. I haven't even noticed a Diggs target. I haven't even noticed a Diggs target since about like the third quarter, midway through. Hold on. There was Diggs right there. Hold on. So did he have separation? No. So Josh knew exactly what he wanted to do with that play. Second and 6. Where was Diggs? Let's see. Where was my boy? I'm going to go back and check out that play again. Don't tell me that's our boy right there. Hold on. Before he threw the ball, was there any separation? Do we see anything? I mean, say that he hit him inside the numbers right here. Maybe. Yeah. I think that was his guy right there, ladies and gents. Stephon Diggs. Ugh. That might have been the play right there that pissed off Stephon Diggs. That might have been the play that pissed off Diggs. Look at this. That might have been the play that just made him be like, what the hell is your problem? Sort of thing. Look, goes off. So much separation. He's zeroing in right on the left side of the field. Dude, he could have easily hit Diggs inside the numbers right over there. Oh, dude, he was wide open. Third and 6. Yeah, Dorsey, great call. Great call, pal. Fourth and 1. He took the check down. Singletary made something out of it. Where's my boy 14? It's so funny how he just completely ignored Stephon Diggs after halfway through the third quarter. Right there again. Right there again. Picked off. He was going to Beasley. Get that going. Tosses the ball. He could hit my guy right there. Except for, so the clock was running down. He could have hit my boy right there. And then that's all she wrote, ladies and gents. That is the film. That is the film from the playoff game from Cincinnati. Now, one thing I can say is that I refuse to watch that. That was the first time I've seen highlights. That was the first time that I sat back and really looked at it from an objective opinion. And there was a lot of things that I did not like. A lot of things that I did not like, but a lot of things that are making me optimistic, right? Because if you had to say what were the biggest issues with that game, number one had to be our offensive line, because first off, that's getting in your quarterback's head. I don't care how much of a veteran you are. I do not care whatsoever. Yeah, you're going to be a little antsy when it comes into the third and the fourth, when you have the entire right side of your offensive line just letting people walk in. It's not an excuse. He should have made better decisions. There was certain plays where Josh Allen literally was just zeroed in on a specific side of the field, and he had somebody wide open that would have been an absolute huge play, massive play from there. But at the end of the day, I probably would just have to conclude that the Cincinnati Bengals were a better team that day. They were. They wanted it more. They had a better game plan. I don't even want to look over. And so I don't even want to look over into the defensive side of the ball. Maybe I might do that like sometime next week. But, dude, I really don't even know. I think for the rest of this happy hour, let's just go ahead and open it up. General Q&A. But one thing I can say is that I feel that, let me see. And so the biggest issues right here, 110%, biggest issues, hands down, had to be Bill's socialization. Sorry, I'm setting up a Discord for you guys because a lot of people have been asking about a Discord. Create channel. Bang, bang. Okay. I am starting a channel because a lot of us have been asking me about whether or not that I have a Discord. Okay, so ladies and gents, this is what I'm doing right now. Let me take this out. Okay, so when it comes down into it, several of you have been asking me about Dan. And so, do you have a Discord? I do have a Discord. I just ended up relaunching it. And I really want everybody to have an opportunity of going in there and being somewhat active when it comes into it. I'm planning on doing this stream. I'll probably treat it on like a Bills Mafia Happy Hour or maybe during my Down Mafia live stream. But I'm doing a couple of streams where I'm going to call it bad takes. Okay. So if you have, say, for example, that you see a really bad take on Twitter, please be TikToks. Say that you find like a bad TikTok or like a bad YouTube video of somebody just saying like the most ridiculous take on earth. It could be bad about the Bills. It could just be like really bad in general. Okay. Discord right here. I just pinned that right into the live chat. Go on ahead and join it. And anytime you see a bad take, go to my bad take channel. And so I'll go ahead and I'll actually just share my screen so everyone sees what I'm talking about. Okay. So right over here, this right here is the Don Mafia Discord channel. I want to make this a lot more active when it comes into it. Oh, look at that. We already have somebody that ended up joining, which is fantastic. And then I have the bad takes option. It just happened. So I want to maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday, comb through the internet, or say that you're scrolling through some stuff and you say, you know what, that's a really shitty take. And you see it on TikTok. It's a YouTube video. It's a tweet. Screenshot it and put it in there because I feel like that would be pretty funny for us to go through a lot of that and just laugh with each other. So definitely always a hysterical thing. Bad take is everything that TD says. And so I'm going to log into that thing tomorrow and I'm just going to see like a bunch of TD stuff like from there. But yeah, most definitely. Like just like freely scroll through Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, like see somebody making something completely outlandish. Let me know. I think that would be a really fun sort of show where we could just go ahead and just laugh at the expense of others. But back on the regular topic, I think after watching that film, I'm feeling a bit more optimistic because of a couple of reasons. Number one, I feel like that we addressed a lot of the things that were wrong with us in that game. First off being the offensive line, right? Still have Spencer Brown. I pray to God that he like has a step up. If not, hey, you know what? When it comes down into the Bills depth chart, if Brown can't get it done, if Spencer Brown can't get it done, do me a favor. Throw in my boy Brandon Shell. Throw in Brandon Shell. At least he has a little bit more experience in the league. Do what you got to do. Osiris Torrance. Maybe Tommy Doyle's coming back too. Everyone's talking about how he's making a great recovery. No one's been talking about how Tommy Doyle was out for the season last year with an ACL tear. He's coming back. He's been doing team drills at minicamp, at OTAs. So maybe he might be an answer for us. Maybe he might be able to help us out a little bit in that category. I sincerely hope so because we're going to need some sort of backup for Deion Dawkins. Maybe Tommy Doyle's willing to play right tackle. We don't know. But something's got to change, brother. Something's got to change. First bad take, that the Buffalo Bills offensive line was bad. No. I would say biggest enemy of that game offensively was the offensive line. I would place 75%. And so I would place 75% of that on and so the O-line. And so looking at that too, and so, okay. Let me ask everybody this question. After watching that film, and so are y'all still as mad at Ken Dorsey as you thought you were before we just watched all of that, right? Because from what I'm seeing, and so I saw bad reads. I saw an occasional bad decision, a bad throw. I didn't necessarily like that. Like we just didn't just go on ahead and like knock that out. It definitely wasn't Dorsey's call to ignore Diggs either. It definitely wasn't that. That's on the quarterback because he couldn't find him. or he was feeling rushed, etc. Is everybody as mad at Dorsey as you were right before we watched that film? I'm not. And so Mike Green wasn't happy with the play calling either. I thought it definitely could have been a little bit more creative. It did look pretty similar, but for the most part, like there was always a guy consistently open that had separation. Just really all of our playmakers and stuff were just getting absolutely gobbled up by those safeties. So Tolv is coming in saying that Dorsey did not make adjustments. You're right. He did. And so Ken Dorsey didn't have a balanced or creative offense. Absolutely. Scott F says maybe Diggs is mad that a week after Josh said he's never been more focused on football, he gets a new girlfriend. Josh said it wasn't a football thing, just hard on the Buffalo. Plus, it makes sense. And so I don't think he's mad about that. And so Diggs is known for so I'm pretty sure he actually got in trouble for like being on a date with 3 different women and tried juggling them. And so at the exact same time. So I don't think it was that. So Z-Mad said that I had a terrible take a few years ago that Brian Dable would never be a good head coach. And so it was before the 2020 season, and he stepped his game up once he had talent. He must have saw your tweet, bro. He must have saw your tweet. And so the difference between Bills and Chiefs is that they make rapid adjustments. They do. And so I would have liked to see some adjustments as well. And so I definitely would have liked to see some adjustments. I did see a lot of drag routes. And so I saw a lot of drag routes. I feel like a lot of the routes were the same, right? And so am I crazy? And so am I crazy? Or were the vast majority of the route scheme that you saw was basically the same thing. But sometimes they would just plug a different player in that specific route. Like Dorsey was hammered. And so the night before he goes, oh, fuck it. And so if this dude run a crossing route, these 2 dudes run a drag. Oh, that was gross. And so I'm pretty sure a snot bubble just came out of my left one right over there. Fuck. Man. And so Jason Phillips is saying that I think the separation was because the Bengals allowed those receivers to be open. Touche. King Jamie's coming in saying, woo, off work finally. Hello, Bills fans. Jamie, you just missed us absolutely wallowing in pain because we ended up watching the tape from the Bills-Bengals game from last year. Very eye-opening. We've all come to the conclusion that the biggest enemies was 75% offensive line, 25% Ken Dorsey's play call. No. I have to keep it a buck. There has to be a little bit of blame on Josh Allen. Has to be at least a little bit. Not a lot, because like I said, his offensive line did him no favors at all whatsoever. And I could definitely see that getting into anybody's head. But there was a couple of plays out there, man, that say that he were to connect on. That Gabe Davis, oh my God, that Gabe Davis catch, it just went right through the breadbasket. That one, or first drive of the game when he missed a wide open Diggs, he would have took that to the house. And then him just completely ignoring Diggs for the rest of that game. Although maybe 1 or 2 plays I saw Diggs was pretty open, but for the most part, they had a plan to take him out of the game. And so Allen didn't lose 13 seconds, that's for sure. He did not lose that game at all. That was entirely on Leslie Frazier. So Glenn's thinking that we need to roll Josh and so out of the pocket more. And so I feel like that we do it, but it's never on purpose. It's because there's a couple of blown blocks and he has no choice. I'm just liking the fact right now that hopefully this Kincaid kid steps up and he's that good of a slot option that he's going to be able to get open. He's a great route runner, so I hope that he could be his guy, right? His new Beasley. King Jamie, don't sleep on how much better your offensive line is than ours. You had a top 3 O-line last year. We were ranked around 25th. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right, dude. And so Kelsey is nice. Josh Allen is the next Elway, is just making a pretty hot take for my Chiefs buddy. He's saying that Kincaid equals Kelsey in a Super Bowl. And so they're calling him Kelsey 2.0. He has some big shoes to fill. And so Bills' offensive line and having a high drop rate didn't help either, which is the right path to go. So we got Brandon coming in saying that I think they could have waited to score, bleed the clock down, or go for a 2-point conversion or covering Tyreek Hill. I think you might be talking about something else. And so not to mention, and so the difference in yards after the catch between Chiefs and Bills is insane. We have never been good with yards after the catch, man. We have never been good with yards after the catch. This Kincaid kid is apparently very good at it. So talk to me about that. So what about Frazier? And so the Bengals had 14 points without getting a third down. Did see that. And then also, I just ended up seeing some shit that really pissed me off too. That field goal, man. We were 3 yards from the goal line. And the game was still in play. And McDermott elected to go for a field goal. That pissed me off. Tell your team that he doesn't trust you. That's also something that gets in a quarterback's head. That also pissed me off in that game. Okay, with Jason Phillips, he says, I think the wide receiver group needs some blame because they made Eli Apple look like an all-pro cornerback. Man, well, and so like everybody in here, my guy Mike Green and everybody has been saying, if like you have no zero level on the creativity and Dorsey just kept running the same routes, I feel like one of us would probably be able to lock down some of those receivers on the Bills, right? And so if they know that one's doing a go route, one's doing a cross route, and there's like maybe 2 that are doing some drags, I feel like after a while, I think you just guess where they're going to be. There was no creativity there. And so that killed it for me earlier. Yeah, when Alpha Rob was just like, okay, you're going for a damn field goal when you're 3 yards off the goal line. That was just vanilla. That was, please pardon my French. That was some pussy shit. Trust your guys. And so you can protect the offensive line. And so go watch the Miami-Chicago game in 85 and see how Miami beat that great defense by rolling Marino out. I feel like that's going to have to be it. And so Josh Allen, I feel like we all need to expect that, yes, we did make moves on our offensive line, but unfortunately, I don't see us seeing a massive step in the right direction. I see us taking a step in the right direction, but I definitely don't see us being a lockdown offensive line next year. I still see us being an issue in that department. As long as Spencer Brown's out there, there's an issue. So Dom's coming in saying, and so you know it's bad when the O-line makes Bobby Hart look like Fort Knox. And so there's a reason that Frazier is gone. Absolutely. So I saw that DF Forever comes in. And so my dad just actually texted me this a little bit earlier, and he was telling me, he was like, yeah, like you see that Colin Cowherd said that Sean McDermott should be fired. I don't think so. And so I really don't think so. I think that both of those games were on his coordinators, right? We'll see this year. And so I still don't see him being fired this year. Like, say, for example, that like we get first rounded, say that we get first rounded in the playoffs again, then I could see McDermott being on the hot seat. But say that he makes it like any further than that, then he'll be fine. I think at least. Mike Green's coming in and letting everybody know, make sure you smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely go ahead and do that. It is free. It takes less than a second, and it helps me out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. Much love if you can knock that out. And then also, of course, this stream is brought to you by Bocce Club Pizza, best pizza in Buffalo. Say, for example, that you're not in Buffalo anymore and you miss pizza. They're delivering nationwide. So go to their website, and then go to nationwide delivery, and then simply type in code DAD, D-A-D, and you will get 15% off. The pizza melts in your mouth. It absolutely does. It's incredible. And so Cody comes in and says, hey, Dan. And so I have a thought about Diggs leaving. So, and so it would just be that he was like, oh, you don't want me in this scheme? Then watch how the media and fans react when I leave for a few hours. Yes. Looking back at it, maybe he did something good for the Buffalo Bills. Maybe he did something good for our team. At first, we're upset about it, but maybe he did something good, right? Like maybe he lit a fire like right under the coach's asses, being like, listen, like we're going out there and we're going to war for you guys. Like we expect you to do the exact same thing. We expect you to adjust when things aren't working. We expect you to feed the ball to your damn stars and make plays. So for all we know, that might have been the best thing that has ever happened in this organization. So we got Alpha Rob coming in saying they have to get the run game going. They made it easy for defenses to defend us. I mean, hopefully this year with Damian Harris and Latavius Murray and James Cook. And so although that he's not the best when it comes to yards after contact, we will – dude, how did I miss this? Cordero, holy shit. Thank you, dude. Wow. Dude, you are hands down the most generous person I think I've ever met in my entire life. Seriously. Dude, it completely blows my mind when you do this, dude. Dude, thank you so much for your generosity. It really means the entire world to me. Smash that like button. That's right. Smash that like button. Show my boy Cordero some love. He's consistently showing love right to the and so the Bills Mafia Happy Hour, Doll Mafia Live. Dude, that is so kind of you. Thank you so much, man. And go Dogs. Go Dogs. And so at least one of my football teams and so knows how to win some championships. That's my guy right there, man. So Cody says that. So Jamie the Bad. No. He's here. Things are fine. Was just like some like random like spaff between him and McDermott and Bean. And then I think McDermott ended up just saying that he could have an excused absence so he could cool off. And then he was back the next day. And then Diggs ended up posting something on his Instagram with Josh Allen. And so him and Josh being buddy, just being all business. He's good. Things are good. Mike Green came in and says, I'm a firm believer that Cordero has won the lottery. Whatever he's doing, he's a very successful man and does nothing but show me a bunch of love on this channel. And I absolutely love it. It's crazy. And so he just wants to win. And so no, he practiced today. He's fine. And so McDermott shouldn't have said very concerned. I know. And so we could have avoided an entire media storm if McDermott quite simply said, yeah, he has an excused absence today. That's it. Except for he let his emotions get the best of him. He could have very easily avoided that whole cluster of what was created when he said, oh, yeah, I'm very concerned. He should have said, oh, yeah, he has an excused absence today. And so he'll be back tomorrow or something like that, right? Crazy. DF Forever, he's coming in. Super chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the love. Definitely great. Dan, and so how many licks does it take for you to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Serious question. What is our biggest weakness? And can it be improved? Okay, I'm thinking like around like 357. 357. Let's figure that out one of these days. But then what our biggest weaknesses, man, and I'm not entirely sure that it's going to be improved immediately this offseason. I'm really not thinking that this could be improved this season because we just don't have the personnel for it, is the right side of our offensive line. And so our offensive line in general. And so to be honest with you, Can we anticipate that a rookie is going to go in there and absolutely be like a fortress? And so in Osiris Torrance, I hope so. I sincerely hope so. I sincerely hope that he can be. Can Spencer Brown bounce back? Because I don't remember him being that bad. And so the year before. And so am I crazy? Or maybe he was just so bad. Maybe he was just so bad last year that it overshadowed how bad he was in 2021. We need to do some shit with that offensive line. That, or like Glenn has suggested, is we need to scheme up something that protects Allen, whether or not that he needs to roll out a hell of a lot more, because I would love for Josh Allen to stay in the pocket. I would love for Josh Allen to stay in the pocket. I would. But do you trust our offensive line for him to stay in the pocket? I'm not sure I do. And so my guy Glenn's coming in saying, hey, Dan, you see what I meant by Josh does not throw to the receivers open instead of get yards after the catch. That needs to improve or the Bills will not be in the playoffs. And so hitting them like right in the numbers and stuff like that. Yeah. No, I can definitely get it. So Leon's coming in saying better than last year, but still suspect. Hey, man, third year is a charm. Third year is a charm. And so Phillips is talking to Mike. He says, so I hope that Peyton helps, but I refuse to get my hopes up. But week 10 will be fun. Let's hope. Let's hope that works out, baby. Leon is coming in saying that Shotgun Allen is a hell of a lot better than Bootleg Allen. I like that. It's a solid take. It's a solid take. I can definitely see that. But yeah, man, really going back to that, into that last question, I'd say like where we need to improve the most is our offensive line. I'm not sure that we're going to see a significant step forward. I think that we might see a step forward, but we're still going to have a lot of issues with it this year. So we just need to adapt. I'm really hoping that now that we have a better run game, that might fix some issues, like might put a Band-Aid on it, and like might not cause defenses to like absolutely be aggressive as hell when it comes into getting to the quarterback. I really hope that we have a credible slot person, whether or not that's Kincaid, whether or not that's Shakir, whether or not that's Sherfield. I don't know. And so to Glenn's credit, he's right about it, that Gabe needs to catch that ball. He absolutely needs to catch that ball. I'm trying to think of and so I'm trying to think what pissed me off more. Was that Gabe Davis drop or and so Ken Dorsey or Sean McDermott or whoever made that call for them to go for a field goal when the game was still very much in reach with 3 yards to go to the goal line. I'm not even sure. And so Josh is great in the pocket. And so you look in 2020, like back when we had like a decent offensive line, like there was so many plays back in the day where Josh Allen would drop back and he would be flat-footed. Like literally would just be flat-footed standing still, scanning the field and delivering a laser to somebody. Literally. I feel like I didn't see that once last year. So if you look at the second half of Allen's short throws dipped, he couldn't throw like early on against the Rams and the Titans. Short throws or sidearm and more elbow, long or shoulder. That injury was huge. Let's hope, man. Let's hope. And so I'm definitely not trying to make excuses, but I certainly hope that played a factor because I don't believe that he was 100%. And so Josh always creates big plays too. It's like automatic. I do think that UCL affected him the second half of the year. I definitely agree with that. And so King Jamie's coming in saying the analytics will never work in the NFL, though. It just doesn't take into account into the human factor. Human meaning Travis Kelce factor. Travis Kelce's a stud. It upsets me how good he is, but he is a boss. He does his thing. Leon's coming in saying, facts, bro. Now that the run game is strong, it should open up everything, especially the deep ball. Just stay healthy for me, Damian Harris. Stay healthy for me. And then James Cook, I really hope that, dude needs to be crushing a bocce pizza every night until the beginning of the season. Throw dirty bulk, man. Start shoving your face, have some weight into it, start dragging some DBs and linebackers. Like, once you get past that line of scrimmage, man, like, I want to see James Cook drag a grown man for 4 yards on the regular. And so, who can do that? Is Latavius Murray can do that. And so can Damian Harris. So we will have to see how that works out. DF Forever's coming in saying, hit that like button like a woodpecker in heats. Absolutely. Hit that like button, y'all. Best way to support the channel. In fact, I'm kind of curious to see. Oh, look at that, dude. 54 likes. 54 likes, 54 people watching. Absolutely love it. Can't be upset about it whatsoever. Great take on that one. And so he said the Bills are not going to make it far if Josh is the leading rusher again this year. 110%, but I think this year is going to be different. I do think this year is going to be different. And so am I going to say that we're going to be top 10, top 5? No. But I will say that we will improve. And so Glenn was saying that Derrick Henry would not be good behind this line. And so I've never seen a running back do good with a piss poor blocking. I'm trying to think. And so could anybody think of a situation where like they had a running back that still balled, but was like in like an average like offensive line? And so was the New York Giants line that good last year? Let me see. Offensive line rankings 2022. Philly was number 1, Baltimore 2, Green Bay 3, Kansas City was number 4. So I'm already a member of this. So I'm pretty sure I'm already a PFF guy. There you go. There you go. Kansas City, Atlanta, Cleveland, 8. Oh. So the Giants had the 30th ranked offensive line last year, and Saquon did pretty solid, but I do agree. It's definitely rare. I just hope that we improve at least a little bit, like right to the point where it comes into it. So James Cook would drag me like a toddler and drags a full diaper. Absolutely. And so I think Ken Dorsey hates running backs. I think so too. But then again, and so we all would always be upset with Brian Dable about never running the ball either, right? But then he goes, right? But then he ends up going over to New York with a much shittier offensive line. And Saquon Barkley was a huge part of that offense. So who knows? No way. Really? No way. So I'm not seeing any official announcement. So the only thing I've seen is that the Titans will hold joint practices with the Patriots. That would be awkward if D-Hop like chooses to go with one of them. And then they have joint practices. That would be pretty funny. But no, I am not seeing anything in particular about not seeing anything about D-Hop signing with the Pats. So Dunn716 says is in no rush to sign. No, that turned out to be fake news. And so it turned out to be fake news, fortunately. But like I said, Jamie, and so as long as D-Hop is not on the Chiefs, I could care less where he goes. No offense. But we don't need that kind of firepower for Patrick Mahomes. We don't. And Jason Phillips says Brian Dable didn't have a choice. So the Giants didn't have any wide receivers. Touche. So Italova comes in and he says, just out of curiosity, if we did sign DeAndre Hopkins, how much dough do we have to give? We could still restructure, I think, Trey White, and I think we could still restructure Deion Dawkins. Probably create, I don't know, 7 to 8 million worth. I think we have like $1 million left over. It probably would still be pretty tight, man. Would probably still be pretty tight. Like this dude's asking for quite a bit of money, and I just don't see it in Brandon Beane's DNA for him to want to go on ahead and knock that out. So Hodgins did work out for him. And so I'm happy for Hodgins. I really am. And so I really wish that he had a quality opportunity with Buffalo. He just didn't, unfortunately, you know? And so is D-Hop worth 7 to 8? Yeah, I think so. But for some reason, I feel like he's looking for like 10 to 12. And so I feel like he's looking for like 10 to 12 mil a year. And that's not something that I think that Bean would want to do that. So Melissa's coming in saying that Knox got injured in practice, shaking my head. Luckily, wasn't too significant. From what they're saying is that he ended up getting hit by Taylor Rapp, and then I believe Kyer Elam as well sort of hit him funny. And then he ended up going back to practice, but he just observed. And then yesterday he was in some sort of like leg sleeve. So nothing completely out of the ordinary, which is absolutely great. Guys, once again, I do want to shout out again, okay? So I just ended up putting my Discord link at the top of this live chat, and I want to start this segment on my show called Bad Takes, okay? I'm not sure when I'm going to do it, but when you go to my Discord, right? And so when you go to my Discord, I do see that we ended up having 4 people join. Glenn's in there. My guy Glenn's in there. ZMAD Mafia, DF Forever, Zoltaire. Love that. Thank you guys for joining in. Always a good thing. Bad Takes. It's this channel right here. This is great, right? And so Colin Coward thinks Miami is going to win the East. So do me a favor and put the link of the video in there. Like links to the video, links to the TikToks, tweets, screenshots. And then we will go on ahead and dive into some bad takes. Maybe even tomorrow. I feel like tomorrow might even be interesting. Okay, we got Dan coming in saying, Dan, I would like to be a mod. All right, bro. Do you want to be a mod? I will make you a mod, brother. Let's go with add moderator, standard moderator. Boom. Love that. And so Diop and Juju is pretty decent duo for the Pats. Sign him, and I'd rather him in the AFC East than on the Chiefs. It would make the AFC East that much more interesting. It really would, because I feel like a lot of people, man, and so even Tyson, and so my boy Tyson's given up on the Pats. Like, I mean, I feel like that I have more faith in the Pats than Tyson does. I don't feel like Mac Jones is done. I don't feel like that he's a bust. I feel like that he had a defensive coordinator calling offensive plays last year. And now he has somebody that knows offensive plays. I think their offense is going to look better next year, at the very least. I do. I really do. I'm just seeing the writing on the wall. I'm seeing it all, but so upgrade right to the guard should help running backs a lot. Saffold was a disaster. Thank God. Matt Soto, what's going on, man? And so upgrade to the guard should help the running backs a lot. Saffold was absolutely horrible. You're right. Hopefully Osiris Torrance can hop in there. And then also same thing with Ryan Bates. Hopefully he can do that too. Would not mind seeing more screens this year too, especially with all those blitzes we had, man. Like, so I think you just came in late, but at the beginning of the stream, we ended up looking over all of the tape from the Bills and the Bengals playoff game, and the offensive line was a lot worse than we thought. And I feel like that they deserve a hell of a lot more blame than what they initially got, right? And so play calling was bad, but that offensive line, boy, was bad. So I almost asked that yesterday and didn't want to impose, but fine. Cody. All right, Cody. Cody, I'll give you some goods. Cody, I will give you the mod. And so I definitely need some mods up in this channel, man. I definitely do. You know? Dan, you meet Dan? Dan, this is Dan. Dan. I love it. So the Bills are currently $5.4 million under the cap, according to Over the Cap. Ooh, that's another good site. And so typically I use Spot Track. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that so we can get cap compliant. So back to my initial question of do we have enough money to sign D-Hop? We do. And so the estimated cap space is $5 million. So we could definitely move some money around. But knowing Brandon Beane, he's probably going to want to save some. And so I couldn't believe when Rank put the Bills 9-8 this year. And so I feel like, and so he had the Chiefs struggling last year too. And so I feel like Rank has been wrong so often, it's comical. Rank has definitely been wrong quite a bit. And so that's Spies Like Us reference into aging myself. Oh, no, man. Not at all, brother. I'm about to be 32 in a couple weeks. I'm starting to age myself, man. Matt Soda just said, I just jumped on. I'll circle back right to the beginning later. And so if you want to torture yourself, for sure, man, it was rough. So, but I do like that film study stuff as well. Like I said, like during this off season, I'm trying to think of like a bunch of things that I can do to like entertain. And so, do y'all like that film study thing? Because I'm definitely going to be doing it during the regular season, like the day afterwards, where like we could watch like certain plays and like look it over together. And so, if y'all are into that, like let me know. Let me know in the chat because I really want to take this show into like the most variety hour, just a bunch of really cool segments. Let me know what you thought about that because that would be some great feedback that I can work on, especially as I'm trying to craft this show to be as entertaining as possible. Hey, it pays off to show up in class. Oh, Leah, that's the first time I heard from her in like an hour, bro. Like I was sitting there just, oh my God. And so I was sitting there just hurting Leah's feelings, man. Just ripping up some old wounds. Yeah. It pays off to show up to class. It does pay off to show up to class. And so Jamie said that D. Hopkins already promised me that he would sign with Kansas City after minicamp. I hope that's incorrect. Thanks, Glenn. Thank you, Glenn. And you know what? And so I do need to know a little bit more about what's going on in film study. Like I said, this is my first time. I'm hoping that I get better as I continue to do it. Like I said, I'm just a fan. I'm not an X's and O's guy, but you know what? Right before the season starts, and so I will be considered decent. That's my goal. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? After the stream, I am going to watch a tutorial how to watch football. It's going to be boring, but you know what? I'm putting in the hours for entertaining my boys. All right? So Matthew C said, and so apparently Ravens fans, and so on this YouTube channel I was watching earlier, say that Diggs wants out of Buffalo. and then he wants a new contract, et cetera, et cetera. They have no idea what they're talking about. They have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. Sorry, I am a housewife after work, and I can't see that game again. I will watch the Kansas City and the Bills prior year, but not the one in Cincinnati. That one just completely broke me. Oh, man. That's an absolute beautiful thing. That's an absolute beautiful thing. But y'all, listen, long happy hour. Long happy hour. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I love hanging out with you guys. I'm going to be chilling for the rest of the night. I was thinking about going live a little later. It's not like, it's going to be a fantasy football mock draft. It's probably not going to be that exciting. But I think I might go on ahead and have my buddy on and have a shit ton of my buddies on and do a fantasy football mock draft. Not no promises, but I may be live again at around 8:15, 8:30 just to go ahead and do that because I love fantasy football. So, and I do need some practice because I got to win this year, right? But regardless, thank y'all for tuning in, guys. Make sure you go on ahead. And so make sure you go on ahead and smash that like button on your way out. Leah with the kind words right before I sign off. Thank you so much, Leah. I definitely do this for you guys. I hope that I can just be as engaging and as entertaining, the coffee, fucking A, as possible. Y'all have a good night. And then I'm saying there's a 90% chance I'll be live a little later tonight for a fantasy football draft. Don't feel obligated. This is exclusively for my practice. Love y'all. We'll see you soon. Deuces.